Hello, trading has closed on August 23rd, 2016. We had a few calls yesterday. We said that this 21.8703 price should be overcome, and it was, but that the old high of 21.9381 should stay, and it did. During the day, MEJT said ultimately lower prices would print, which they did. Said that rally is false, which it was, and there's no new MEJT target for tomorrow. Well, gapping up and dropping all day long is a pretty negative pattern, but it's not as negative as it could have been had we convincingly taken out this low. In fact, with less than 5 minutes left to trade, prices were over this low. That's not very convincing at all. We also have a wall of selling into the close, and we have 21.8703, rather than being resistance, being overcome and acting as support. So let's look at some other indicators. There's an old saying, be careful what you ask for, you might get it. We got bar number 13 finishing early for a combo sell signal on the half-day chart. We got number 12 of a sequential sell on the daily chart, and any price tomorrow over 21.8515 will be bar 13, which can finish early. And we still have bar 13 finishing early for a sequential sell on the weekly chart. If all those worked, I would anticipate this being a lot more impulsive down than it was. I suppose there's some way to count this as a leading diagonal triangle, and this is a wave B. I find that pretty tough to do. In addition, breadth, which was never weak in the first place, actually improved on today's move. And the number of new highs went sharply higher. That's not usually what happens right before a big drop I was looking for. So what's going on? I think there are two ways to look at this. One is you can say we gapped up, had a strong reversal all day long, and we closed under all these prior highs. That's pretty negative action. Also, if this is the correct count, and here's wave A, and the triangle's a B, then we have C equal to A right at the top, and that's wave 2, and we should start down promptly. That's one reading of the chart. However, it's not the only reading. There are any number of ways to count this, and one way is to count this move as a 333. This could be a flat, and there's your X wave. That's a funny looking zigzag, but I guess it qualifies, and there's your X, and there's your triangle, and this would be wave A of 2, and then the non-impulsive nature of this decline makes some more sense. This high should still hold, but it would imply we're going to have to get B and C of 2, red B, red C, before dropping, and maybe some of those DeMark sell signals finishing early would actually finish without any fudge factor at all. But what happens if this high falls? Well, if that counts right, then wave brown C's over and it shouldn't fall. We just aren't having the weakness I expected to see. It's possible this small blue C wave isn't over, and if so, wave brown C could have a lot further to go on the upside. So we have a lot of sell signals here without the type of drop I was expecting. The ideal situation would be to have us gap up tomorrow, hold these highs, then reverse strongly and sharply before the day's out. If that were to happen, I think that's the end of wave 2, and I think we're in for a big drop. But I think there's a very real chance that isn't going to happen, and that's why I view tomorrow as a critical day. If we drop down in an unconvincing style, we probably have a lot more consolidation before a drop, and if the old high is taken out after all the DeMark sell signals, those sell signals will probably fail in grand style, and we could go well into the 2200s. So tomorrow's kind of a critical day. I think it'll be decided early as far as what's going to happen, and that's today's call.